Welcome to my podcast, YouTube channel, or whatever. This is the very first one I'm ever going to do, maybe even be the last, but let's see what happens. I really want to talk about WWE, AEW, CMLL, Ring of Honor, and all the other wrestling companies out there. As a fan, I'm not part of the IWC, which I think is very toxic if you look on Twitter and stuff like that. But I want to talk about, are numbers and data really ruining the experience as a fan or the experience as a live event? And the reason that I say that is when you look at the WWE currently in their ticket pricing, or you look at AEW and their ticket pricing, which are very, very different, the battle for ratings that seems to be the only industry and sport that I've seen where fans are really interested in that, and I find that very strange because I don't see how that affects me or you as a fan. Does it affect our bank balance? Maybe if you're paying for all the streams and stuff like that, yes. But as a company, do we have shares in them? No. So why do they do it? I really wish I knew, and I'd like to know your comments below. Is it just the IWC being the IWC and have to be so toxic, and knowing that that goes for views, clicks and stuff like that? Or is it a fact that they're just trying to rage bait with trying to create the WWE E-drones or the AEW sickos, whichever you want to call them? But what I find is you get AEW, oh, we've just done X amount of people. The O2, prime example, biggest wrestling show in there. They did Wembley, 81,000 allegedly. And then you've got WWE, yes, look how many people we've done. And then they go up with record gate numbers and revenue. So as a fan, do I really care? No. Do I like the product? Yeah. Is it WWE really my thing? No. Do I admire what they've done? Yes. They've got an audience and they play into their audience, which is really good. And they need to, because they are part of TKO, and UFC, so they're a multi-billion-dollar company now. Look at, what they got for their TV rights for Netflix and stuff like that. Yes, Netflix for us outside of America is fantastic because we get everything, and most of us have a Netflix subscription, so it's not really costing us any extra. If you're in the US with the ESPN deal, it's costing you a little bit more on the WWE side. AEW, you've got Max, which obviously people pay for in the States, but probably a bit like Netflix already have it. TNT and TBS, which is on cable, which is normally part of your cable subscription. So that's fine. Over here, we were AEW on ITV, although we still have to pay for the pay-per-views, although we tend to pay around about £20-25 for one or two shows at a time. And also we have we have Triller Plus, AEW Triller Plus, which we pay for if we want to watch it live, or go back and watch it, in the morning or something like that. So, but that's neither here nor there. But I want to really say, why do you think the obsessions come with numbers and data? Brandon Thurston, for a prime example, the work that he does is absolutely fantastic. AEW ticks and Wrestle ticks. The jobs that they do are absolutely fantastic. Yes, it's a lot of information. But, and this is my big but on this, why do we as fans who watch the product care? And all the bits around how much money they're making, or look, WWE's dying, they only did 4,000 for a SmackDown taping, the following night they did 15,000, something like that. Is that a dying company? No. Look at Madison Square Gardens this week. No. Is AEW a dying company? No. You look at when they come to the UK, the numbers that they do is really good. You look at their figures, are really good. Do we care? No. What do we care about? Ticket pricing. AEW is very reasonable within the degree. Sometimes I do question. WWE being part now of TKO, which are about shareholders and money, more than what, as much as you want to say, more than what Vince was. Um, so Vince was more for a family ticket. Are families being priced out of the WWE? And are they going to go to AEW? Personally, I don't really think so. Especially if your families, AEW is not a family product. So let's go back to talking about what I really say. Do the numbers really care? Do you care that WWE did a record gate of 28 million, say, for WrestleMania, plus all the other extras? No. Do you care about the ticket pricing? Yes, because has that priced you out from going? So that's one metric. AEW, you know, nearer the time, the tickets are going to drop down in price. They're averaging about, what, 3,000 to 4,000 now per show, plus their residencies. So again, that's really good. Is it brilliant? Probably could be better, especially when you look at how they started. But they're a young, growing company when you compare to the 50 odd years of the WWE. Only look at TNA. Yes, they got a big 7,000 at Bound for Glory. But when was the last time they did something like that, or a number like that? It was probably when they were in the UK years and years ago. So that is what you have to look at. But what really annoys me, and I'd really like to get anybody's opinion, so leave comments and stuff like that below. But why do these get forced on us? Dave Meltzer, I think his reporting is okay, a bit like everybody else's. Everybody tends to use his sources, or Sean Ross Sapp, or a couple of other ones, PW Insider and PWT Torch, stuff like that for information. You know, they bang on about all ratings, the new ratings, this, that and the other. But that's not going to make you want to watch the product, is it? If you want to watch the product, you're going to watch the product. But why do you feel that the IWC have to bang on about it? Or is it just tribalism? Is it just the fact that AEW came along and upset the apple cart, and these people that had only ever known WWE before, like TNA, WCW, NWA and all of that lot, is it because that's all they've known and they've never really gone to like an independent show? Which you look at RevPro over here, Jesus Christ, they're running Wembley Arena next year. The last people that did that was Progress back in 2018, 2019, and they did about 5,000 people, you know. And RevPro ran the Copper Box and did 5,000 people, you know. So is he going to do about the same? Yes. I mean, that's really good for an independent. You know, yes, he does have tie-ins with AEW, New Japan, CML, and stuff like that. But let's take that aside. The numbers are scary when you look at it. But does it affect the product? Yes. As much as you don't want to agree with me, it's probably true that they do affect the product. Because if you've got guaranteed money, look at WWE, you know, yes, they have to put on a good show to keep the viewers, but they've got the money. As where before, I know you're an independent, you have to put on good shows to get keep people coming back. AEW, the last 8-9 months has been really good progression storylines and stuff like that compared to what it was 2-3 years ago. You know, but they'd reached their peak and stuff like that a couple of years ago. They were really flying, really good. And everybody has ups and downs. You know, look at WWE pre-Hunter and sort of going back a little bit now where their storylines aren't great. You know, the Bloodline has sort of ended and they're still trying to milk that. And I think people are bored with it. The whole Sami Zayn, again. But they've got the money. They don't really need to produce killer stuff. Not unless the networks start to get cold feet or pull out or make signs of that. So, as fans, can we just enjoy the product? Not get into, oh, I don't like this because of X, Y, and Z. AEW was always going to be the alternative, and they are. WWE is always going to be the machine that is just going to carry on and carry on unless something major happens, which I don't see in the next 10 years. AEW, a different matter, but they are the alternative. TNA, what can we say? It's hard to explain with TNA because every time you think they're dead, they come back from the grave. And they always manage to survive. So that is really good. But the main thing I just want to say is numbers and the IWC should not affect how you view the product or how you see a product. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. If you don't, don't. If you think they're making too much money and ticket prices are too high, don't buy a ticket. If you think they're reasonable prices, buy it. Why should you get dictated to by other people? Oh, I'm not paying that because it's too much money. If you want to, and it's your money, you should be able to do what you want with it. But the numbers and data, I think, and the way it's portrayed in the media and everything else like that is slowly killing the fan off. Because they want to make it a big thing instead of about the wrestlers, about the products, about your enjoyment, about you living in that moment watching it, be it at home on telly, be it a live event, be it a pay-per-view, or just a meet and greet. Because come the end of the day, the most important thing is how you feel. And you should enjoy it for what you enjoy about it. And if you don't like it for a little while or you have other things to do, do it. Don't feel like, oh my God, I can't watch it because they're telling me these ratings are X, Y, and Z. Or, oh God, they might not make this much money, or look at their share price, blah, blah, blah. Don't. It shouldn't affect you as a human being, and it shouldn't affect you for your enjoyment of a sport we all love. And that is the most important thing. It's a sport we all love. We all know it's predetermined, but we enjoy it. And that is what you should remember, is the enjoyment that you get from it and how it makes you feel. Frustrated? Yes. Happy? Yes. Enjoyable? Yes. They're the most important things. So live for the moment and enjoy it. And don't go into the IWC and look at all these numbers, because I think if you look at numbers, you'll end up losing your mind and then wondering and force you into watching something that maybe you have got other interests in doing. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on this. I really don't know if anybody will watch this, but if you do and you would like more content like this, just like and subscribe, and let's see what happens. Okay, thank you everybody for taking the time to listening to this.